Is Salt Lake City a major league sports town? I live here. I've lived here for a decade now, I guess. I don't believe that it's a major league sports town. I don't. I love Major League Baseball. I've told you that. I love the NHL. I think you guys know we're hockey nuts. I love it. This is not an NHL town. And anybody telling you that the state of Utah should spend $1 billion in taxpayer money to subsidize a billionaire building a new arena in downtown Salt Lake is out your goddamn mind. And I know that we talk about this on a regular basis. But let's just get one thing very clear. You, me, no taxpayer should be putting money into Ryan Smith's pocket so that the owner of the Jazz and a potential owner of an NHL franchise can have a new arena. And it is our money. Let's not joke about that. It is a statewide hotel tax that is being proposed. Over 30 years, the payback could be $1 billion. And the creation of a entertainment and sports district in downtown Salt Lake, over 50 acres, with a hotel tax that I'm going to pay. As somebody who travels this state to go to parks, play golf, I routinely go down to St. George, as you guys know, going in 2 weeks, going to stay in a hotel. Why is my tax money going to pay for a new arena in downtown Salt Lake? And I am a passionate believer this is not a professional sports town, and Ryan Smith is not the right guy to bring the NHL to Salt Lake City. Jake, am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think that, yeah, the premise of, hotel tax, and I'll just read to you the taxes, all these different taxes, because I think it's kind of astounding how many different taxes we're talking about raising here. So you've got the hotel tax, sales and property tax, energy tax, telecommunications tax, and like he said, resort tax. That's a lot of tax, dude. That is a lot of tax that you're having to work through the state legislature in Utah to get $1 billion approved for this new building. And what bothers me is, I guess the concept that, that Salt Lake is a major market when there's nothing wrong with it not being a major market. Like, if you've ever been to Salt Lake, part of its magic and part of its, what should we call it, beauty, I guess uniqueness, if you will, is that it's not LA. It's not Denver. It's not, like, Salt Lake is a very unique place with the way it feels and the fact that you can live here, but it's not some major metropolitan area. Like, it finds this nice balance between everyday living, but also feeling like you're not living in a huge city.
That's right.
And to me, this was never, like, we get asked all the time, why do you guys not like Ryan Smith? And what's the deal with Ryan Smith? It's not about Ryan as a dude. I have no issue with Ryan as a dude. I'm not talking about that he's some terrible person or anything like that. I'm sure he's a perfectly nice guy.
Yeah, it's not personal.
It's not personal, but when I look at this situation, what I don't like and what bothers me is that we're sitting here looking at this legislature in the Utah Assembly talking about $1 billion in tax revenue and increasing taxes and pushing down the pressure on people who live in this state so that we can build a new building where the Delta Center currently is, because Ryan Smith wants to bring an NHL team to this town. And the problem is, Ryan's going to tell you that they're prioritizing the Jazz, that the mission is to win a championship with the Jazz, that we're going to do everything it takes to win a championship in that organization. The problem is your actions don't line up with your words. And so that doesn't make you a bad guy, but I don't have to play nice in the sandbox with Ryan. I'm somebody who's an NBA fan. I've been an NBA fan since I was a kid. And I've seen how teams win and how teams lose. I saw how the Lakers came out of the Kobe and everybody else era and how they turned that thing back into a winner. Like, the formula is not difficult to understand. And so what I've seen take place is Ryan buys the Jazz, tells us he's carrying the torch from Gale in the Miller family, and that they're going to do everything it takes to win a championship. You went and got Danny Ainge. You went and got D Wade. You got rid of Dennis Lindsey. You sold Don and Rudy, and you stopped. You stopped. And now we've taken a left turn into, I want to bring an NHL franchise here. I want a new building. Like, you're doing the things that are the opposite of what you said. And that's the part that bothers me. You're not spending money on the Jazz. You're not trying to win with the Jazz. And, now we're in a situation where now I get to see articles about billion-dollar legislature that taxpayers get to fund. I'm not a big fan of that. Instead, what you should do is you should put your money into the Jazz, go win a championship, grow the brand, make your money by doing that, and then bring an NHL franchise here.
I am of the belief that there are multiple conversations here. Number one, Ryan Smith is not doing what he said he would do. Period. Full stop. That's, to me, that's number one. You're asking, as a billionaire, the state of Utah to give you $1 billion and spend taxpayer money on an entertainment district that includes a building for you and your wannabe NHL team, which has not come to fruition yet, but I think could be, likely, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll do nothing about homelessness. We will do nothing about the opioid and drug addiction problem in this state. The countless issues that we have with water and sustainability, we'll do nothing about that. But we're going to spend $1 billion of our money, taxpayer money in this state, to build an arena that we don't need. What happened to Draper? Oh, but it's for the Olympics. That's the other thing I'm tired of hearing. Oh, the Olympics. Okay, the Olympics are going to come and go. And my $1 billion taxpayer money is still going to be sunk into your building. Why are we subsidizing billionaires? He's supposedly this billionaire. You haven't won, so you don't have public sentiment on your side. And I think, much to your point, you sold Don and Rudy and you haven't put $1 back into this team. You haven't put $1 back in. Oh, but the renovation of the arena for the All-Star game, which made you money.
And by the way, doesn't the NBA give you money to do that?
He gets a certain percentage of the renovation to bring the arena up to All-Star level.
And by the way, it looks great. I just want to point that out. It does look nice.
Delta Center's a really nice building.
Yeah.
Is it antiquated? To a certain extent, it is. Can it house an NHL team on the full time? No, it cannot. But my point is, there's not some huge swell of support. And I go back to Pat McAfee on this, because Pat essentially sat on ESPN for an hour and filleted Ryan Smith and talked about how the Jazz are amazing and they're super hot. They're not super hot. They've lost 8 of 11. They're out of the playoffs. They're under 500. You were a seller at the deadline. And Jazz fans are all pissed that I continue to tell you this is not how you build a championship. It's not how you build a championship. The fact that Walker was on the bench for the first half of the season plus, the fact that you are just now playing Taylor Hendricks, and you're watching a kid that's a giraffe out there trying to figure it out, right? Like, this is not how you build a championship. You have to trade. You're not probably going to have great success signing free agents. You need to trade for superstars. They're never going to do that.
It bothers me that, I want to be really clear. I would be fine if you would just come out and say, yeah, the Jazz, the timeline with the Jazz to win a championship has definitely been elongated here. We're pushing that timeline back a little bit, because what we want to do for Jazz fans and really sports fans in Salt Lake is we want to create a new building where we can have hockey, NBA, and then obviously concerts and all the extra events that you could hold in the building. We want to do those things. We want to have an entertainment district in downtown, because that's the other thing I hear. Oh, well, downtown it needs help. It needs security. It needs, there are issues downtown. There's no question about it.
Why isn't the church paying for that?
I don't know.
And again, I'm not trying to turn this into anti-Mormon, anti-LDS. You have a free pass in real estate in this town. You have prime real estate in the center of Salt Lake City with Temple Square. Why are you not paying for that? Why are you not paying for that? Oh, because we don't know what you spend and don't spend. And you can't tell me the church is paying its fair share, because I don't believe for a second that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're in this conundrum where you now have a billionaire getting billions from the state to build an arena, and it's going to be a 30-year bond, essentially. It's a terrible idea. It's a business model that's never worked. It never goes well when municipalities give billionaires billions of taxpayer dollars.
And by the way, it's not like you own the team for 30 years, dude.
And the other part of this that nobody's talking about, this is a great place to live.
Yeah.
Well, at least it used to be. And why is that? Because we're sellouts in Utah. Sold out to the tech industry, sold out to the builders, sold out to the Qualtrics, sold out. We're selling out. And all we're doing is bringing everybody who hates California and hates New York City, and they're all coming here. And all of a sudden, we've got billionaire Ryan Smith. Oh, everybody wants hockey. People are passionate about hockey in Utah. Oh, really? Since when? Since when? Where is it? Where's the groundswell of support? We've got to have the NHL here. Where is it? If this is a pro sports town, why do we not have an NFL team? Where is it? If this is a pro sports town, why are we not, like in first place for a major league franchise? Oh man, Salt Lake City got to have a major league baseball team. Do we really? There's a lot of days where it's not like the Bees are banging down, like attendance records. Now, I think they averaged 5,800 fans last year. Not bad. But what are you doing with the Bees? The Miller family is moving them out to Daybreak, out into the middle of a planned housing community. You're going to build a baseball stadium that, in my opinion, is going to destroy that community. I don't think it is. I think Daybreak will forever be ruined by putting a new ballpark for the Salt Lake Bees.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to build a major league park. So we're going to take up more land and more resources, which we don't have. I think everybody has this belief that Utah is just, where the cows go to roam and shit. Well, I got news for you. There's no room to roam. Not in the valley, there's not, because we just build houses everywhere. We're running out of water again. Like I'm so tired of this idea that billionaires need billions from taxpayers to pay for their arenas. Why can't Ryan Smith, Qualtrics, Silicon Slopes, bitches. Okay, well then get your own money.
Get private money.
Get your own money.
Yeah.
Why do you need why am I going to pay a higher hotel tax in this state? Why should I pay more money to go play golf in St. George so that you can have an arena in Salt Lake City? What sense does that make? Makes no sense. Because it's a state issue. It's a state issue.
And then what I love is we get calls. People reach out and they're like, hey, why do you guys hate Ryan Smith? Why do you say he won't spend money? Why do you say these things? Because the behavior says that for us. We're not reinventing the wheel here. The behavior says, hey, dude wants money, dude won't spend money, and that's the long and short of it.
Why don't you?
Short of it.
Well, and again, I struggle with this thing where he hasn't won. And the obvious threat is, well, give me a new arena or I'll leave. Where the fuck is he going? Where's Ryan Smith going? Went to BYU. His business is here. His family's here. He's from here. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you really believe that the NBA would approve him taking the Jazz out of Utah? He's not going anywhere. He's a billionaire. Why are we subsidizing billionaires? When we have all of these issues, crime, homelessness, drug addiction, we have all of these issues. We have so many issues related to sustainability because and Ryan Smith doesn't want to talk about this. This is not popular when you're asking for $1 billion. We have sustainability issues. We cannot continue to build condo towers and massive, but Monty, we're short of houses. Affordable houses. We're short of affordable houses. Not $1 million houses, not $800,000 houses. We need $300,000 new builds. We need affordable houses. Oh, But Monty, the mortgage rates, that's not the point. I don't care about the mortgage rates. You're building a ballpark in Daybreak where you can't break into Daybreak for pretty much anything under $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it. We joke, who can afford to buy a house in Utah right now, especially in the Salt Lake Valley?
Yeah.
You're into it for $500,000 because we're building these behemoth homes with these huge footprints and tons of water consumption in these housing tracts, and we are putting them everywhere. And now we're going to rezone parts of downtown and give a billionaire billions because he doesn't want to spend his own money on a new arena.
I think the point about getting private money is the best one. I don't know why does it need to be taxpayer money? Why can it not be private money? I understand on some level you got to work with the municipality, right? I mean, you're talking about putting a new building where the Delta Center is essentially. That's what we're discussing here, where, hey, we need a new multi-purpose facility in downtown Salt Lake. Okay, I understand that you got to work with the municipality to do those types of things. Totally get it. But would it not be a stronger stance for Ryan Smith if he said, hey, Utah, I went out and I secured the funding to put together a building that is multi-purpose, NBA, NHL, every event under the sun. And by the way, as part of this project with the private money that I got, the private funding I got, we're going to improve the Trolley Square, essentially. We're going to improve that area around the building so that it feels better. It's more comfortable. It's more welcoming. Because if you've never been to downtown Salt Lake, the issue with where Delta Center sits, it doesn't feel the way it does in LA or Chicago.
No.
It doesn't have this nice, warm, sort of comfortable feel to it. It feels like you dropped an NBA arena into the middle of a rough neighborhood and you're like, hey man, like, where do I park? Like, how do I do this? Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's everything about it is awkward. Parking at the Delta Center is awkward. It is Union Square garages or I'm not even disagreeing that you need a new arena.
Yeah.
Taxpayer money should not be used to fund that thing. You're a billionaire. You told us you were a billionaire. You tell everybody you're a billionaire. You flaunt your billions. Go flaunt your money and buy your own arena.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to do a land swap? Sure. Okay. Do you want to give him a price on a piece of land? Okay.
Cool.
Why do I have to pay for it? Why do I have to pay for that?
I don't think folks in Salt Lake were asking you for a new building.
But ticket prices are going to go down, right? Because taxpayers are paying more for this, so ticket prices will be more affordable, right? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead. Oh, that's right. They won't be. Concessions, though. Free concessions for the first 2 years the team plays in the new building. Oh, no, we don't do that either. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And again, I would remind you, who controls the media in this town? Yeah, that billionaire that's getting your $1 billion in tax money.
Ryan Smith.
Nobody speaks ill of the dead, right? Nobody.
Nope.
Nobody's questioning him. Why aren't you spending more money? Why are you not bringing in premier free agents? Why are you not trading for premier talent? Because they don't want to spend money. Ryan Smith it's the great free pass of the Salt Lake City sports media, who's never going to question him because he controls the radio here. He controls the TV. He's LDS, so he's in the community. He's a billionaire LDS guy. So he's got the backing of the church and the LDS community. He controls the narrative in the media here.
Yeah.
Oh, did I mention that because he's LDS and he's a billionaire, he controls the legislature as well? He has significant sway in the Utah State Legislature. So
we're going to pay for his new building.
That's exactly right.
And by the way, while you're getting your checkbook out to pay for the new building, the Jazz are still not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, maybe we should go back to focusing on Utah or BYU.
Yep, I agree. Giggity, billionaire owners ask for public money, then turn around and make the millionaire athletes seem greedy when they want bigger contracts.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Robert Sarver. Adam Monks, Gail Miller and the Miller family have always done one thing and not the other. Nanny Soloff to Ryan Smith.
What the hell does that mean, dude?
No idea.
What does that mean?
Clint Moses. I thought this was America. It is America.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know what that means. Old White. Tell him, Monty. Hey, Monty. Brian Schutz says facts. Richard McDonald is a Utah native of 32 years. This has been a poignant program, boys. Ryan Smith is not for Utah. He's for Ryan Smith. I get so tired of rich people in this state trying to change it into something it isn't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need your help.
And the thing is, like, Ryan
Right?
is a business guy. Like, I'm being serious. This is my general opinion. I do think the better path for Ryan, if he cared at all about anybody in this town, with all due respect, I'm just saying, this is how it makes me feel. It makes me feel like you don't care. It makes me feel like you just want to be seen golfing with the head honchos in the cool kids club. And then you want to go and get us to pay for a $1 billion building. Do I want to sit in a new building? Yes, of course. Did I ask you to have me pay for it? No, I didn't. And I didn't ask you to go out of your way to
we
build
were
a new
willing
building.
to, we are willing to pay exorbitant ticket prices for your building, as long as you pay for the building.
Like, it's not difficult to understand it, dude.
Pay for the building. I'm happy to pay ticket prices if my tax money, again, and this is, to me, this is the granular level. Think about if you want to, if Jim, Susie, and their 4 kids want to go down to Zion National Park.
Mhm.
You're going to stay in the GZ. You're going to get a hotel.
And then drive in, have a great day with your kids.
You're going to pay a lot more for that hotel because now there's a tax for every night. What if you live in St. George and you want to come up to Utah and watch a Jazz game? Oh, you're going to pay a lot more because the hotel is going to be more expensive. Oh, but we're not going to allow you to stay in an Airbnb, though. We're going to limit those. Right? It's a no-win situation. So for me, at my level, it's wintertime in Salt Lake City. I go down to St. George to golf. Probably, I would like to go once a month, but there are certain people who are whipped, so they're not allowed to. I would personally go once a month, right?
Right.
Anyway, the point is,
Yeah.
I like to go down to St. George once a month and play golf. Now that's going to cost me significantly more money in hotel tax. And what it's going to do is, and I am a Marriott Bonvoy guy, it's going to force me to look at other properties. It's going to, like Copper Rock has Airbnbs on their course. If I'm going to pay a left nut to stay in a hotel, I'd rather pay a left nut to have a hot tub on the golf course.
Yeah. And stay in a, why would I stay in a hotel room, a tiny little room, when I could just pay more and stay at the Airbnb? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And by the way, if that legislature gets passed, you're damn right I will stay away from hotels and I'll stay in Airbnbs instead. Because I'm not trying to support that.
Not doing it. Tanner Plummer says tax the rich. Well,
but that's not what this is about, dude. That's not the premise of the conversation.
The problem is when you allow a guy like Ryan Smith to not only put the pot on the stove, pick all the ingredients, and then control all the chefs. This is what happens. When Ryan Smith goes unchecked, because heavens to Betsy, anybody would ever question him. This is what happens. You're giving, let it sink in. You're giving a billionaire billions. When we're talking about a situation where can't afford to buy a house, millennials and Gen Zers are not buying homes because they can't afford it. We have and for those of you who don't know, Salt Lake City has a significant addiction issue. We have a homeless issue. We have a drug crime issue, which is not unlike a lot of metro areas, but we're talking specifically about Salt Lake and Utah. And we have a poor community here. We have young people that are struggling to figure out how to make a living. So let's just give $1 billion to the billionaire. You're giving $1 billion of taxpayer money to Ryan Smith. It makes no sense.
Don't get it. I do get it, but I don't get it.
Tax me to fix our sustainability issues. Tax me to help the homeless and the drug addicted in this town. I'm happy with that. Make the LDS Church open their books and pay the taxes they are required to pay, because they should not be a tax-free entity. Oh, we would never do that. But we'll give Ryan Smith $1 billion because he's a billionaire.
Seems like a good idea.
I hate it. Sandusky, Ohio, bro. Sandusky, Ohio has it on freshwater Great Lake, and now houses that were $100K 10 years ago are now $250,000 and rising.
Yep. Might want to buy a house now.
There's a lot of corners of this town where you can't buy a house for under $500,000. A lot. Wasikowski, is someone who hates the current state of his state, I have St. George as the top of the list for possible relocation by the end of the year. St. George is great.
Better be ready to pay.
Better be ready to pay. Shouty, Jerry Jones put his money to build Jerry World, aka AT&T.
And you see the freedom that brings Jerry? You can't touch Jerry Jones.
But look at the Rangers situation. Look at the Atlanta Braves stadium situation.
Look at the frickin' D-backs.
Brutal, man. When cities, counties, and states pay for billionaires to have new stadiums, it never goes well.
But didn't I could be wrong? Didn't Steve Ballmer get his own money for the Clippers build?
He did.
I believe he did. I could be wrong.
Look at the Rams stadium situation.
Yeah.
I'm fine if you're going to do a land deal. I want the stadium in Salt Lake City, just off of or in downtown Salt Lake. I'd love it to be in South Salt Lake. Use some of the land that is dilapidated and downturned. Use that land to build a new stadium. I'm fine with that. Make Ryan Smith a sweetheart deal. I'm fine with that. Because if you don't make him a sweetheart deal, those abandoned buildings are still going to sit there.
Yeah.
Make him a sweetheart deal. Do not give a billionaire $1 billion. I would mandate if you're going to give him a sweetheart deal on land, mandate that he have community service and community action that makes a noticeable, tangible difference for the homeless, the drug addicted. Make that. Oh, we don't do that here, though. But hey, have you found the Lord? Like, we'll knock on your door and talk to you about God. Unless you're homeless or you're drug addicted, then we don't really want to get near you. But we'll give a billionaire $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's the reality of life in Salt Lake City in Utah. It is. And we're not talking about southern Utah where there's large swaths of land. I'm talking about Provo North, where you can't drive the 15 corridor in the state of Utah and not see new builds. $500,000, multi-million-dollar homes all over the hills. All over the valley now.
Yeah.
But we don't have the water. We don't have, and the worst part of this is what's happening in the canyons. What's happening at our ski resorts. They're all overrun. So our natural resources, which used to be the crown jewel of life in Utah, they're just being run over.
Yeah.
Disrespected, not thought about.
Yep.
The Miller family have always told the fans that they would come with a championship. Never happened. Here's the problem, though. And I say this all the time. Again, it's this ESPN ACC thing. Nobody cares about the fans. The truth is we don't matter. Ryan Smith doesn't give a rat's ass about fans because fans are sheep. You're going to line up. You're going to pay the hotel tax. You're going to buy tickets and you're going to pay $20 for a beer. You will. You're going to buy his terrible, ugly uniform redesigns because he told you to. His clothing line is terrible. You're going to buy it because he told you to. Because KSL told you to. KSL News Radio told you to. The KSL Sports Zone told you to. ESPN 700 told you to. The Pat McAfee Show slurping Ryan Smith as this transformative owner who's building a winner with the Jazz. No, he's not. Prove me wrong. Tell me how he's building a winner. All the pissed off Jazz fans who said that I was completely wrong about Rudy and Don. Did he replace them? Where's the money that he saved on Rudy and Don? Where's the money that he saved on Buckets O'Bench? Where's the money that he just saved on Kelly Olynyk?
Bogdanovich.
Bojan Bogdanovich's contract. Great point. Where's the money on all that? I know where it is. It's in his pocket. It's in his pocket. And you know why he's saving that money? Because he's hoping to get an NHL team. And do you really think that those NHL expansion fees or relocation fees are going to be cheap? He will have to buy, let's say it's the Phoenix Coyotes. That's money out of his pocket. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's Don and Rudy and Bagsnachovich's contracts that's going to buy that relocation franchise.
Is that why Jordan Clarkson is still here?
Hey, by the way, What is he going to have to pay to build an arena? Where's he going to get that billions of dollars from you? You're going to pay higher ticket prices. You're going to pay a premium for hockey. And note what I said. You are going to pay, because you are going to pay. You're going to pay it. And your legislator is going to approve it. And you're not going to vote them out. You're going to be pissed at Ryan Smith when they don't win. What about your legislator who gave him $1 billion tax break?
You know, that person that's supposed to represent you.
What about that guy? What are you going to do about that? Nothing. Nothing. You're going to do nothing. You're tired of life in this country. You don't go out and vote. You're tired of taxes. You don't go out and vote your legislator out, your state senator out. But yet, hey, let's make sure that we make people put their IDs on file with porn companies,
Because, porn's killing people.
Let's make sure we don't have full power alcohol in this town. Hey, and we can't have gambling, but we'll give the billionaire $1 billion.
What a joke.
I mean, at what point does the stupid fuckery in this town end with giving billionaires billions?
It's crazy.
And I get it. It's an old boy network. And I get it. He's in the LDS community. And I get it. And I get it. And I get it. He gets whatever he wants, including great fellatio on the Pat McAfee show. But at what point do we get what we need? When is Slick going to be free for anybody who wants to get an education? Salt Lake Community College. When's that going to happen? Never. Never. When are we going to address the homelessness? When are we going to address the drug addicted? When are we going to address the free pass the church gets?
That'll never happen.
When are we addressing that? When are we addressing the cover-ups in the church? When are we? Oh, we're never going to do that because we're busy giving the fucking billionaire $1 billion. That's what we do.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's what we do.
It is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It is almost Americana at this point, where municipalities suffer and are broke. Oh, but Monty, defund the police. Look at what the Democrats are doing. Do you think the Democrats are the one that are responsible for the crime in Salt Lake City? Hello, we're a Republican state.
Yeah.
And we've got terrible crime in this
We're
town.
a hardcore Republican state. Very conservative.
And we've got real crime and real addiction and real homelessness and real water sustainability issues.
Don't you love that? Hey, we don't have full power alcohol, but we have addiction issues with opioids.
Come on, man.
Come on, dude.
It's wild. Richard McDonald. Rich people don't build hospitals for poor people. They build hospitals to show poor people how great they are. They do. That's exactly right. Cancer. We're not going to cure cancer. No. Well, that's going to cost us money to cure cancer. We're not doing that. Come on. Are you kidding me? Guns help the healthcare system. Heard that argument the other day. Let's see. Mike Smith, Ryan Smith and the LDS Church is going to pull a Putin and have Monty ghosted for daring to speak to power.
But that's the thing we've been saying for years now. Saying it for years. And I don't care if it upsets the people at the Jazz or anywhere else in this town. He does not have the courage to come on this show.
He doesn't. He runs from it. And it's wild.
Come on this show and explain why we should give you $1 billion. Explain why you haven't replaced the roster. You want to do an interview with us? You want to keep the lifestyle stuff off the slate? We'll talk to you about the Jazz, and we'll talk to you all day about it because there's a lot to talk about.
Where's the Rudy money? Where's the Don
Where's the money? Where's the development? How in the hell did you let David Fizdale leave this organization? How does that happen? With all due respect, how does that happen? That's what I'm talking about. So everyone seems to forget that nobody talks about that. And then we wonder why development's not happening. You think throwing Taylor Hendricks in the starting lineup and just giving him minutes is going to develop him?
No.
Yeah, not. Sure. It helps. He's playing. That doesn't make a player better though, man. Like the guy doing tape review with him, the guy helping him with his footwork, the guy helping him with shot selection. Those are the dudes that help you win a championship. And those guys left.
And really, yeah. Anyway,
it just bothers me to no end. I hate. Well, it's cool. Look. The last thing I'll say is, it's cool if billionaires are going and doing what billionaires do, right? Hey, you're going doing these projects. Okay, cool. Just don't lie to us about it. Don't try to trick us. Don't try to gift wrap it into something that it's not. Don't tell me there's a thirst for the NHL here. There's not, dude. There's not.
And to my guy Gerald on Twitter, who constantly DMs me about, well, he approved Rudy's contract. You always leave that out. What was he? It was like his third day in ownership. What did you think he was going to do? Oh, and then what did he do?
What's the point, though, that he approved his contract?
Well, because we say he never spends money. He traded that contract and never, ever replaced that money. And then the guy that the centerpiece of that deal was Walker Kessler. And now he wasn't even starting for most of the season. Yeah. So you fired Quinn Snyder and you hired Will Hardy. You saved money. You traded Don Rudy, Boyan, Kelly Olynyk. You saved money. You have Lauri Markkanen, your best player, on a sweetheart deal, like a great contract. You're saving money. Colin Sexton, you're saving money. Whatever your odd obsession with Jordan Clarkson is, you're saving money. Is what it is. And yet you'll defend him to the end. Because there's nobody to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
You buy his purple jerseys. You continue to, yeah, I could go on. A couple more. Derek Roche says, preach, Monty. I'm just fed up. I'm out of patience.
I'm with you, dude.
I'm fed up on it.
By the way, when's the last time Ryan Smith, put out a video of him talking about these things? You ever notice that?
Because he doesn't. Why would he do that?
That's my point.
There's nobody holding him to account to make him do that.
Ryan doesn't want to talk to you. Ryan wants to say he went on the Pat show. Ryan, that's my problem, man. Just be accountable to the things you do.
The Pat McAfee thing is interesting because Pat likes to run with famous people. He does. And you went on.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. You went on Pat's show. He came and sat courtside with you. You guys are all bro. You're not winning. You're not moving in the direction of winning. And yet you go on the largest sports talk show in the world and the host, oh, you guys are great. You're red hot. Jazz. You guys are on the way to winning a championship. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He has zero accountability. All the Mormons have money for his gaudy, audacious bill. It's not even a modus operandi of the LDS church. It's not. The issue, hey, if you are LDS, I have no issue with your faith. None. You're not nonprofit. Stop it. Pay your taxes. Stop covering up your scandals. And put money back into the community and help the homeless and the drug addicted. The LDS church, for those of you who don't know, has the greatest real estate. Their realtor must be fucking unbelievable. You ever drive through Salt Lake City, do it at night, and just notice all of the Mormon LDS temples.
Bro, that realtor, dude made bread on those temple deals.
Have you seen the temple in South Jordan, like in Daybreak? You think that's a valuable plot of land? Have you seen go? They're across the. Look at the one they built. Look at the temple in San Diego. Bro. Look at the temple in San Diego. Look at the guy. They must have. I don't know. I don't know how their realtors get those land deals done. And it's like, all right, this land's worth $56 million. Well, you know what? How about 15 cents? Okay, done. Great. Where's the contract? Send it over for signature. Well, it's wild. The real estate leverage that the LDS church has globally. It's crazy. And in this town, it's to the nth degree. Yeah. Now, I'm not LDS. I'm not in the community. As some have accused me of being a 50-year-old fat Mormon who's going to die soon. Hey, it is what it is, right? And I am not generally impacted by the LDS church here.
Right.
We don't get now. It used to be when I lived in Sandy, I got invited to chicken dinners on Thursday nights. I don't get invited to chicken dinners anymore. Right. the church, they leave you alone. It's not like they're, it's not like they're, hey, Monty, we got to talk about, they don't care.
Yeah.
You're free to, and it's because the young population, but whatever. All I'm asking you to do, stop hiding your scandals, start paying your taxes, and start giving back to the community.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get way more than you give. That's all I'm asking for. You tax big companies because they quite often are owned significantly by foreigners, and they're spending profits overseas. Well, okay, that's cool. And donuts, Monty letting it rip. This is why we watch. Appreciate you and donuts. I used to live in Salt Lake by the U, but the homeless crisis for the size of the city is really bad. Oh, it's an epidemic.
It's crazy, dude.
The crime and I love the best Mexican restaurant, in my opinion, on the planet is Red Iguana in downtown Salt Lake. You have to be very careful when you go there, especially at night, because it's so that the crime in the homeless community is in North Salt Lake and in South Salt Lake it's horrendous. It is really, really bad. I was actually surprised by how bad it was, but yeah, around canyons and PC, you never see anything like that. No, because Park City is a different world. It is a different existence. No, they won't. That's American as pie. It is true. It is very American. I agreed. We built this temple on NIL.
Dude, you're not even kidding, though. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, good Lord.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Giggity says those temples can be seen from space. I'm sure they are. Utah Home Loan, thank you for calling out the LDS Church. Well,
I mean, that wasn't
it's
really
a
the
huge,
mission,
but
dude.
it is a huge part of the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big part of it. I think that, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. And like, if Ryan, you're listening to this, dude, like, hear me clearly, bro. It's not personal, but damn, you have got to understand your people here. Like, lying to the people and saying they're thirsty for NHL is really stupid, because I don't care who you are. You're not putting out a survey that says at Salt Lake that 70% of Salt Lake wants an NHL team.
He is a marketing genius. I will give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Let's see. I saw that. Yes, you can see him from space. Waiting on Jake playing the sad song so Monty does his Dear Lord take. No. Not doing. Wasikowski, Mike Ilitch is God tier. Mike Ilitch is the owner of several sports teams in Detroit, while Ryan Smith is Sunbelt Conference tier.
It's not about insulting Ryan.
It's not.
It's not about that. I'm not trying to throw shade at him, but I'm holding you accountable, dude. Like, I see your actions and I see your lack of actions in certain directions. And you're showing me what you're actually about. And this is what I think we don't understand as sports fans. Oh, young Utah buys the Utah Jazz, Cinderella story. Oh, we're what, 4 years removed from that now, or whatever it's been, 3 years?
Yeah.
And now we see what it is.
The Mormon church is building temples next to where I used to go to junior high. It's insane the amount of temples they are building. It is wild, Tanner. I agree. He says, Monty, how many missionaries have knocked on your door? Not many. Although we have an epidemic of kids knocking on our door and running away right now. It's weird. Happened again last night. It's weird.